Okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is here today to do Hunter x Hunter 2011 episode 102 review. So, this week's episode of Hunter x Hunter is like really simple. It's seriously, like it's really simple. And this review should be quick by my standards. But before I get started, one quick thing. There is an individual by the name of Everything One Piece, and right now what he's done on his channel, he's just started doing this. He's done the first review of the first chapter of Hunter x Hunter. And because Togashi's on hiatus, I think that it'd actually be a really cool thing for some of you guys to actually go back and read the Hunter x Hunter series. Probably want to actually buy the volumes, because I know firsthand the volume art is way better than online. But that being said, he's reviewing it from chapter 1 all the way up to current. And that's around like what? Chapter... Well, I forgot what chapter was basically. But he's going to do that on his channel, and he started the first review. So I'll link the review in the description box down below. If you like what you like, then go subscribe. And that's it. So, that being said, this episode, alright. I mean, honestly, like, let's be honest, right? This guy, the king, phenomenal. His learning curve is phenomenal. He's sitting down, reading entire books based on these complex board games such as chess, what's it called? Go, there's shogi, I think it's called. Whatever, either way. And he is learning the games within the course of a few hours. Now, granted, the guys he's playing are not exactly in the best mindset because they see this guy in front of them. This dude who is not human, who can kill them in a split second if they don't do what he tells them to do. So obviously there's a lot of pressure. I mean, if you want to talk about breaking under pressure, that is the definition. That is breaking under pressure. These guys have literally their lives on the line. In fact, the one guy who I think they were playing, again, I think it's either called Sho or Shogi. I don't know which one it was. It's the one with like the actual beads, like white and black beads. I don't play Japanese board games, so sue me. But what I can say is that the king intimidated. He's like, because the guy was like, you know, I was in the best mindset. I'm feeling dizzy and I have a headache, and you know, that's the way it is. And the king's like, all right, fine, 8 hours. 8 hours. I'll give you any medicine you want. You have 8 hours. Rest as if your life depended on it. Bro, he ain't fucking around. And then in comes and they even say in the episode that we see, so he's gonna learn this new game. It's called Gungi. And Gungi is a board game that goes in 3 dimensions, because you can also go up, because you can stack the chips, and hence 3 dimensions. And the thing about Gungi is that it originated in this country, the East Gorturo country, and almost all the citizens know how to play it. And the main thing here is that this individual that's coming, this little girl, even the narration says she is very important. She's going to play a real important role in the story, in this arc, because the narration says something along the lines of, the king has yet to know the importance of this girl and how this girl will impact his life. Something like that. So this girl is actually very important. Very important. And you can tell because certain characters, they have this certain aura or this certain feel to them in Hunter x Hunter that make them relevant amongst all of the fodder. But that's number 1. Number 2 is a little scene here where we actually find out from Nove. And Nove is talking to Gon on the phone. And basically what he's telling Gon is that Morel, the, Knuckles Master, there you go, yeah, Knuckles Master, he's basically on the move. And even though the plan was to allow 5 million people to die so the others could be saved, no. Fuck that shit. It's like, we're going to do this now. We're going to save lives now. And he's actually created these smoke dummies. And we see them like all posed up and shit, like, yeah. And then basically they're gonna go and they're going to attack Neferpitu's controlled humans. So they cannot do the processing at a distance. They need to do it personally with their own Nen users, with their own Chimera Ant Nen. Users. So that's fucked up their plans, big time. And it's just merely a way to stall Neferpitou so lives aren't lost. But they're still gonna go to the capital, and for the event. The thing here, though, is that they are preventing lives from being lost. Therefore, the burden on the chairman is greatly dwindled. However, the burden on them is greatly increased, because now all they have is Knuckle, Shoot, Killua, and Gon to take on the Royal Guard, or to try and stall the Royal Guard before, to do some with the Royal Guard. So Chairman Itero, who by the way was the guy powering up, and we see him, he's like, yeah, he's on some Buddha status shit right now. Oh yeah, he's on some straight Buddha status shit right now, and it's now falling on those 4 individuals' job. All right, once again, Gon, Shoot, Knuckle, Killua, those 4. But there is, I think his name is Melioran, the chameleon guy, and he has a convenient ability called Perfect Plan, and then he calls in. It basically allows him to not erase his existence, but not allow others to sense his own existence. He can touch birds, and birds won't even move because they don't actually notice it. His existence is non-existent to someone else. But he has also another ability called God's Accomplice, where he can do the same ability for people who are holding on to him. But this leaves him very vulnerable, because even though people don't feel his existence, he himself does exist. So if someone does know that he's doing that he has this ability, what's going to happen is that they're going to start spamming attacks everywhere to try and kill him. So, but it is a very convenient, awesome ability to utilize, and it's going to be very useful because they can sneak inside the Chimera Ant facility as long as he can hold his breath, and they can just straight up, just take out the king one shot, which obviously we know is not going to happen. I mean, even though Gon's rock is amazing, Saishu Gyu, the thing about this is that Saishu Gyu ain't taking out the king. Nah, no. 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 Alright. So, but it's cool to know. It's just cool to know that he has a really good ability. And apparently, he started to regain some of his memories. And he realized that apparently Pengi was his adopted father. And that to me is fascinating, because he gained his memories after the incident occurred. So there's no real set time interval for when a Chimera Ant can regain their memories. But not every Chimera Ant can gain their memories. Some do, some don't. Some gain it later, some gain it early. There's differences. So, but that's it. The episode rating overall. The animation, as usual, was pretty good. But then again, there was no real action scenes to highlight animation at all. But it was still cool. I mean, there's one scene where we see the king take out one of these guys, and then we see the corpse on the ground. And as the guy with the glasses is looking at him, it's like the body shade over like that with like this dark aura. We see the blood everywhere, and you're like, bro. So, I think that was good animation at that point in time. But overall, it was okay, or it was good as usual. When it came to the pacing, they did spend a lot of time on the Gon and Melioran scenes, but so like for me personally, I wish that they spent a little bit more time on the actual king and him playing his games and him psychologically messing with the other, with the champions of these games in this country. And because like when it came to the guy who's playing Sho or Shogi, it took him like 10 games, but we only saw we didn't see like a complete game. But then again, I doubt that people want to see this show for board games. But at the same time, it's the fucking king. So even though it's a board game, he's gonna be Hawkeyeing you like the entire time, like. Straight up Hawkeye. So I'm just saying. They could have spent more time on that. But either way. And like there's one scene here where basically it's like Gon says that the chameleon guy, he's more human, which is why he liked him. But at the same time, the chameleon guy says, well, you're more like a beast, and that's why I liked you. And we see Gon's eyes just quiver. And it's because I think Gon realizes himself that because of what happened to Kite, he's changed in some way, shape, or form. He's changed psychologically. And of course, this has an impact on his ability. But it's just that I think he knows what's going on full well. So, because Gon has always had a problem killing people, killing creatures. But because of Kite, he has no qualms killing fuckers now. He's like, fuck it. Like, the moment his eyes glaze over, you're dead. It's game over. So, unplug the controller. It's done. So, with that being said, alright, once again, animation overall was good. The pacing could have been better, but it was overall okay. And when it came to story progression, there's a little bit overall with the chameleon's ability reveal and how, well, no. There's a little bit with that. There's a little bit more when it came to how Morel, he's on the move now. And the plan, scratch the plan. And then at the end, there's a lot because she's very important. So, overall progression story was pretty good. So, overall rating, I'll give it an OK+. So, yeah, I'll leave it at that. King Lightning, OK+ rating for this week's episode of Hunter x Hunter. And I'm signing out. Be sure, of course, rate, comment, and subscribe. As always, peace. Have a nice day.